Have you ever built a fast raid farm, then realized your server was definitely not powerful enough to actually run that farm without making the server unplayable? That is exactly the problem this farm aims to solve, as it runs at only 13 mspt on a Ryzen 5 3600 in 1.19.2 with Lithium, all while being the fastest raid farm I have made yet. So let's get right into it. We need to get rid of raiders fast. That is the most important thing to getting the lag as low as possible. So yeah, basically just push the raider into the portal. That's pretty much it. Actually though, we need to apply some skill to pushing mob into portal. There's this new feature in 1.19.3 where mobs going through portals will check the blocks around them for collisions, so they won't suffocate when going through the portal. A lot of these checks are redundant, which means that mobs going through portals cause a lot more lag, especially for big mobs like Ravagers. We need to separate the Ravagers from the Raiders to avoid this lag, and that can be done simply by pushing the Ravagers through the portal one game tick before the normal size Raiders. Now that the spawn pad is done, it's time for the raid stacker. While this farm was in development, Hydrogen released his 5 game tick raid farm, which used a brand new trick discovered by Winnetou that allows villagers to claim workstations instantly. This villager is trying to pathfind to this workstation over here, but he can't get to it because of this trapdoor. And then we place another workstation next to him, and he still tries to pathfind to the other workstation. But then when we go ahead and break this workstation, he claims the other one instantly. The only thing is, when this workstation is replaced, it could take him a while to find it again. So we still kinda have to spam villagers, but it's a lot less than old villager spam farms. So this whole raid stacker uses only 35 villagers to stack raids every 4 game ticks. So we can test the raid stacker with a command blocked gift bad omen, and we can see that we are getting a new raid every 4 game ticks. Apart from the portal lag issue, the nether side is pretty straightforward. Just blow up the raiders in the same tick they come through the portal, and then break the portal and collect the loot. This is possible because the TNT is older than the raiders that come through the portal, so it blows up before they despawn. Since this farm does break the portal to get the items out, it does unfortunately consume flint and steel, about 281 per hour. This means that 1 box of flint and 1 box of iron will last you about 6 hours of running the farm. Or if you're in a version where item shadowing exists, you can item shadow the flint and steel inside the dispensers and have a real player AFK at an XP farm repairing the flint and steel. I would highly recommend building this farm in 1.19.2 or earlier if you can, because in 1.19.3 and above, the collision checking issue exists and causes this farm to run at a higher mspt. We can see in 19.2 the farm is running at 13 mspt, but in 19.4 the farm is running at 20. Even though we are separating the Ravagers from the normal sized raiders, every mob that goes through a portal will check for collisions around it, including normal sized raiders. Since there's not much we can do to reduce the lag around these normal sized raiders, we just kinda have to deal with it. Compared to my previous TNT looting raid farms, this one is considerably easier to build. There is no update suppression, no floating snow, and no vex suppressors. All you have to do is come down here and make sure this blue box is chunk aligned, and that when you're standing on top of the box, you're at Y32. And then in the nether side, you want to make sure that these portals correspond to the position of the portals in the overworld, and that this glass block down here is 3 blocks above the bedrock. Also, you want to make sure you don't rotate the overworld side or the nether side. They have to be built in this exact direction. Pretty much the only extra thing you're going to have to do is place these boats in, and there's 12 of them in total. So what you want to do is just break the 3 blocks below the middle campfire. And if you're doing this on the bottom layer, just break these 3 slabs. And then you need to place dispensers facing into the gap. And then fill it with water. And then you want to dispense the 2 outside boats first. And then break these pistons. And then you want to ride these boats backwards into the corner. And then you want to do the middle one. And this one you just ride straight backwards. And then once you hit the wall, turn it to the side. And now none of these boats will be able to move. So you can just get rid of the water and then get rid of the dispensers and you have the boats in. Also, don't forget to replace the pistons. There's also a cart right here for one of the players to sit in. To place that in, you just need to place a glass block with a rail on top. Put the cart on the rail and ride forwards. And then just break the rail with the block underneath it. Also, don't forget this hopper cart. There's also a hopper clock here you need to put one item in, and then 4 dispensers that you need to put a lava bucket in. When it comes time to put the arrow in the farm, you just need to line your bot against the corner and make it shoot an arrow in the middle of the target block. And if you ever want to change the arrow to a different arrow, you just shoot a different arrow in there, and the old one will automatically be ejected. Now I'm going to show you how to run the farm. First thing you want to do is come over here and spawn the TNT bot. And then make the TNT bot use continuous. Then you want to come over here onto this platform and spawn your raid bot. The raid bot needs to be spawned in the nether in order for the TNT looting to work correctly. Then you can just push it through the portal. And then push the raid bot down. And then you just go back through the portal. And then you come over here and click the lever to on. And then you want to wait for the TNT bot to start placing the TNT and it gets conveyed over there, which takes just a few seconds. So we can see that's working now. And then you want to go back into the overworld. And we actually need to start the raid in the right time in order for the farm to work. And that's what this piston machine does. So you just want to get Bad Omen. And then hop in the cart and dismount. That starts the raid at the right tick. And then you want to make the raid bot get in the cart so you can do /player raid mount. Now if we wait a few minutes, you can see the raids are cycling. And the farm should be starting up correctly. Note that the farm takes a really long time to start up, much longer than any of the previous raid farms. So if it looks like the raids are going slow initially like how it is right now, it's still just starting up. In a few minutes it'll be going at full speed. If you can, try to avoid loading the side of the farm inside the despawn sphere. If you do load it, it doesn't break the farm, it just causes it to make a lot more lag. But then when you unload it, it should just go back to normal. These lamps right here exist to tell you if something went wrong with the farm, to either prevent the farm from breaking or prevent you from wasting TNT. So for example, if we run out of flint and steel, the lamp will trigger and the farm will shut off. The same thing goes if you run out of TNT, and if you try to start the farm without an arrow, it just won't let you start the farm. So I've gone and replaced the flint and steel. You can just turn the farm off and back on again, and then wait for it to start up and you need to get Bad Omen again. And that's about it. If you have any questions, you can join the Kronos Discord server or my personal Discord server where we have people who are willing to help you with any problems. Thank you for watching, and bye. Have a good day.